Pardon the interruption, everybody. I'm James Sasser.
And I'm Stephen Wall.
Let's get started. Should the Braves tear down and rebuild?
Yes, absolutely. The Braves were terrible last year. You had Dan Uggla swinging and missing to the point where they had to cut him mid-season. You know, the guy who they traded for and then signed to an even bigger deal. Yeah, they had to cut him. And then they had just an awful anemic offense that was just swinging and missing. They were not hitting home runs. So, yes, tear down, rebuild, send them all to San Diego, let them lose. You know, that's what I say. Give me their prospects. That's what I want.
I'm going to have to say no, Steven. All the Atlanta Braves need right now is a bullpen arm. They need a lefty in there and shut down games. Jason Gurley went down. We moved Jim Johnson to the closer position. All right, we just need a left-handed arm and a right-handed arm to go in there. And we also need a bat, an outfield bat, maybe a middle infield bat to get some protection.
When was the last time Jim Johnson did anything good?
In 2012 and 2013, he combined for 102 saves.
Okay, what year is it?
2015.
2015. All right. How about last year? He was signed to Oakland with a pretty good big deal, but they cut him mid-season because he was doing terrible, and he came here to fight for the closer job, and he lost miserably. He is not going to be very good. I say we get rid of everybody. We send Cameron Maven gone. We send Chris Johnson out of here.
No.
Oh, this year's done. This year's done.
Chris Johnson has been playing well at first base with Freddie Freeman gone right now.
Chris Johnson hasn't been playing well at all.
He's hitting over 300 against left-handed pitchers.
There's right-handed pitchers too that he's doing terrible against.
And Jim Johnson has the most closing experience on our team right now.
I want Fulton Evans to come up here and get some experience in the major leagues.
Fulton Evans has had experience in the major leagues.
Get more.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So, who do you think will win this year's Georgia Tech game?
I believe Georgia Tech will win this year's game. They won it last year. They had a great defense last year. They're returning some of the starters from defense. Justin Thomas has been one of the most explosive quarterbacks in the country. He'll rush for over 1,500 yards this year and pass for a good bit too. Their offense is just pretty much unstoppable running the ball.
All right. You know why you guys won last year?
Why?
We had a guy at quarterback named Hudson Mason, and my dad had a special nickname for him. His nickname was Nickel Nut. All he would do, Nickel Nut, yes. All he would do is find ways to lose ball games. He found a way to lose against South Carolina, he found a way to lose against Florida, and he found a way to lose against Georgia Tech of all schools. And, you know, we are out for blood this year. We got Nick Chubb, who's an athletic freak, and Sonny Michel and Keith Marshall will be back healthy. Lorenzo Carter's going to have another year under his belt. Not to mention we got the number one player in the country coming in to come and tear up your offensive line, Trent Thompson. Oh, it's going to be amazing.
All right. Do you think the Falcons need a new football stadium?
I'm kind of torn on this one, you know, because every time I go to a Falcons game, I think the Georgia Dome is just I don't like the Georgia Dome, but I know how expensive a new stadium would be. So I'm going to say yeah, we do, because I really just don't like it. And I see teams like Seattle and Pittsburgh, how their stadiums help them get such a good home field advantage. And I'm thinking, well, why can't we have that here? So, yeah, I want a new stadium. Make it loud, please, Arthur. Make it loud.
I don't think we need a new stadium in Atlanta. In 2012, I believe, Falcons went 13-3 and made it to the NFC Championship, but lost to Seattle. They've had good home field advantage over the seasons. Mike Smith was a great coach in his term with the Falcons in the Georgia Dome. They played really well in the Dome. Next question.
All right. Should the Hawks have fired Danny Ferry?
I don't believe so. What he did was a mistake, yes, but it was from another scouting report. It wasn't his fault. He didn't intend to say that, what he said on air.
Okay, I want you to put your mind and your body in the place of a businessman. Right. You've just bought a franchise that's coming off of a high season, but they're not making a whole lot of money, and the front office situation is a mess. You have a guy like Danny Ferry who's been in a scandal-heavy situations over the past year and a half. And do you really want to deal with that? Not really, no. And Danny Ferry did a great job for us. But I think it's time for him to move on. We got Coach Bud. We got Wes Wilcox, who is Danny Ferry's right-hand man. I think we will be just fine without him. And I wish Danny Ferry the best of luck to wherever he goes. For my pal James Sasser, I'm Stephen Wall. Good night, everybody.